Hey guys, I made this new video for 2025 so that people understand how to process orders in WooCommerce. Thank you to um, at Power Surge for pointing out how bad my video was from a year ago for how not to process WooCommerce orders, but that video was never intended to be shown to the public. It was a how-to video for a client that I mistakenly made public, and it got a bunch of views. So anyway, here, let me hide my pretty face here. We go. Okay, so now this client is not active yet. They accept a couple different forms of payment on their website, but I'm going to show you what happens is when someone places an order, they get to the final checkout page, you get an email, and then the client gets an email, right? So if you need to change those emails, you can go into your settings, and then you can click on um, email over here in order to be able to change who gets the emails, right? So I'm and right now it goes to me, new order, canceled order, failed order. The rest of them go to the customer and then support. And the thing with WooCommerce, it's kind of weird, is you can't really change the way that they look. You have to edit the code in order to be able to make the emails look good. It's really weird, but there are plugins to help you out with that. So anyway, I get a new order. It comes into my email, or I log in here daily, and I go to orders, and then I come over here, and I'm going to take a look, and you're going to see the different statuses. So I've got on hold, I've got canceled, processing, refunded. Okay, so if we look at some of these, when an order comes in, it's going to go into processing status. And I'm going to show you this one just because it's um, a, a dummy account. But and I hid some of these things just so you don't see the information. But anyway, so the payment comes in via this payment provider, and it shows you what the transaction key is. It'll tell you the IP address and everything. So right now it's processing, right? So I can change it to pending payment if they didn't pay. So reason why it would go into pending payment would be, say for instance, you're just taking checks, cash on, or cash on demand, or checks, or any other payment method, and they haven't paid yet, or it's a net 30 and they haven't paid you yet. So you can change it to pending payment. So when they log in, they'll see pending payment, and you'll be reminded that you can contact them to get a credit card. So let's just say for instructional purposes, they did pay for this order. It is processing. So depending on how your gateway is set up, it's either set up to authorize the credit card only, where it doesn't charge the credit card, or it's authorizing capture. In this case, it's authorizing capture. Okay, so now what's happened is I've received the funds, and it's going to show me over here on the notes and everything. It came through as an order, and then it was processed. Okay, so say for instance, the person calls me today, they made the order today, and it hasn't gone through yet. So you can actually select a refund here, and then you can uh, select in here what you want to refund. So you have to put in the number here, one. So say for instance here, and then here I can type in 98.55, and then that'll give them a full refund of the 99.55 that they paid. And then you can put your reason in here. So, test. So if you see this right here, it says refund manually. Now, what that means is I'm going to um, make a note of it in here that it's refunded, right? But in my processor, say for instance, I have authorized net or Stripe or somewhere else where I am manually doing a refund in that system, then I would put it in here as a manual refund. If this was connected to Stripe or Authorize Net, there'd be another button here, and it would say authorize, refund via Authorize Net, or refund via Stripe, or refund via Square. And then what would happen is when you click that button, it would automatically connect into your gateway account and refund them through your gateway. So you don't have to log into two systems. Okay, so now I've gotten the order, and this particular client has a shipping tracking plugin. This is from WooCommerce called Shipping Tracking, um, and it is not automatic default by default for WooCommerce. Okay, so if you want to add tracking numbers onto your um, um, WooCommerce, you're gonna have to add these plugin. So the plugin is you can just go onto the plugin repository if you want to, and I'll show you here. Let me go install plugins. I'll go in this next window, and I'll just show it to you. It's this one here. I got to update some of these. It's called WooCommerce Shipping Tracking, and it's by WooCommerce. So if you click on View Details here, it's going to pop up, and it is a paid plugin. So you're going to want to go to their website, WooCommerce, and look up shipping tracking, and you got to pay for it. So some of these are paid plugins, some are free. So I can add a tracking number here and say, for instance, I have it, and then I will type in United States. You would put your information here, you put the tracking number and the link, whatever, it'll automatically populate. So since you don't have that, you may just have a regular default WooCommerce installation, you've got these order actions here. So customer contacts you and says, hey, can you send me an email of my last order? So you could log in, find their order, right? You go to WooCommerce orders, click on their order, and then you can go here and then send order details to customer, okay? You can also resend the new order notification, which will mean that you will get it, and then you can download permissions. If you are selling products that are downloadable, you could regenerate the download permissions for the order. So if you have downloadable products and they're only downloadable up for 30 days, and then somebody contacts you 3 months later, you can make it re-downloadable again, and they can log in, check their order, and download the product, okay? Order notes in here, say for instance you need to send your customer an order note, you can click and change this to note to customer, and then you can type in your orders updated, whatever, right? And then you select add, and then it's going to send an email to the customer with the invoice, right? Again, with this order again, and at the very top of it, it'll have your customer note. So if you do one for private note, that's internally. So say, for instance, you want to make a note for yourself, like doesn't pay on time, or whatever, and you can say add, and then just make it private note, and you'll be the only one who sees that note. It will not go to the customer. Okay, so now I have finished the order. I've shipped it. I got my tracking and everything. I come back into this order here and I click on processing, and I will select completed. Once I select completed, in some cases, the way that it's set up is it will charge the credit card at that time. So if you have an authorization only, if you're authorizing the credit card only and you change it to completed, it's going to charge the credit card at that time. Otherwise, if you've already have it set up for authorize and capture, right, on your credit card processor, and it really depends, authorize net, Stripe, however you have it set up. Once you select completed, it's going to send an email to the user that their order is completed. So let's go back over here to orders, and then I'll go to on hold. So if we go to on hold, I'll just show you this one here. And you'll see that it's currently on hold, awaiting a check payment. So that's the reason why it went into on hold status. So if you change your payment method to cash on delivery or checks, when an order comes in, it's going to go directly into on hold status. So that means that you need to get payment, right? So some people will get that order and then they'll say, okay, I have the order and everything, and I'm going to get it ready to ship. And then I'll come back into the store here, and then I'll change this to pending payment. Once I selected the pending payment, let me update it here on the right-hand side. And that should send me an email. So pay for order. So I can also pay for the order here. And it's only showing me this because I have another plugin set up for this user that's called Global Pay. So it has a different thing that it pops up here. So pending payment, and then we'll just go back to, then I can go to processing. So I could change the order variable however I want, but each time you change it here, you're going to want to select update. So say, for instance, I get the payment, I'll go to here, I'll go to completed, and then I'll go ahead and select update. So now I just got an email over here, and I'll show it to you. So I got my tracking number because it had a tracking on it. We finished processing your order. This is what and they can click track. So for this particular one, this one goes to UPS automatically. So it's a really good plugin to have, and I recommend getting that. But it shows them everything on their order, billing address, street address. But see how simple the email is? It's pretty basic. So if you really want this to be pretty or change it or whatever, there's plugins for that, or you have to get somebody to custom code it. But hopefully this helps you with processing the orders. And then what's cool is with WooCommerce is you also have this reporting feature, so you can see, what you're making sales on, by the month, by the product, sales by category, sales by the actual product last 7 days. We haven't had any, so we'll just say year. Let me just go here. And then it shows me top sellers, and then it's kind of cool. So if you're trying to check that out. But hopefully this video helps you out. If you have any questions, let me know.